of thing.
Welcome to For's Namesake. We're so glad to have you here. I'm Valentine and this is my mom, Martina. Today we're going to be talking about books and movies that we recommend or enjoy reading that are either Christian-based or we think are appropriate for Christians to watch. So, kind of a laid-back video. I enjoy these kind of videos and getting recommendations and writing on my TBR list or to be read list or to be watched list. So, and at the end of the video, if you have any that you recommend, list them down below in the comment section. I think we're going to start with movies first.
Okay.
And we weren't sure if it should be just Christian movies, but I think we're going to have movies that at least mention God or some sort of Christian element in it. Not necessarily all Christian.
Right.
You'll understand.
Or written by a Christian person. Like C.S. Lewis, for example. I guess I'll begin, right? Okay. So C.S. Lewis, you may know this. There's a story about him in his later life when he meets his wife. And that movie is called Shadowlands. And it's a very moving movie. It's beautiful, beautiful scenery, beautiful music. It's quite an emotional movie. I don't think there's any bad language in that one.
I don't think so.
That I can remember, but our disclaimer today is we apologize.
Can't remember everything.
If there is any bad language in any of the movies and books that we recommend, or the one, we're mentioning the ones that we've watched and we think if you haven't seen it or read it yet, it would be a good read or a good watch. But our disclaimer is we apologize if there's any bad language or any other interesting behavior in there that we weren't aware of. It's been a while since we've been able to sit down and watch a good movie. I mean, we can watch things on our computer, but we either have to buy it on Amazon Prime or we have to go back to our storage and find the DVD, get the little DVD player out, and you have to charge those in the library. Oh my goodness, it's such a hassle.
We don't go that route. I try to find mine on Prime because we have Prime. It's just cheaper that way for all the shipping. That's why we have Prime, but it's actually not that bad. And sometimes you can find movies on YouTube.
Sometimes,
but then you have the ads to worry about, but that's one way.
Yes, exactly. So, Shadowlands, the story about C.S. Lewis in his later life, because that's when he meets his wife, and it's a very touching movie, and I think we still own it on DVD. It's somewhere in storage.
VHS.
VHS.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't think you can find it on DVD anymore. By the way, I found out there was actually 2 Shadowlands, but with different actors. We're talking about the 1993 version. Okay, I've never watched the other version before. I think it's more of documentary type.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the 1993.
Okay, and if you're into, I know we don't mention Hollywood too much, but if you need to know an actor or an actress, the main actor in Shadowlands that we've watched is with Anthony Hopkins, and Deborah Winger is the female part of that who plays his wife. Okay, so that's a movie there. I think we said we're going to keep mentioning movies.
Yeah, movies.
Did you have a movie?
Another one is the Green Gables series. I mean, they do mention Providence. I wish that they would just come out and say God, but they don't. Maybe it's a Presbyterian thing. I don't know. I'm not making fun of Presbyterians, but I do think it's clean. It's a sweet series, especially the first 2, Green Gables and Anne of Avonlea, or they just call it the sequel. Now, the third video is maybe more for adults because that does take place during World War I. So think twice if you want your kids to watch it. Other than that, I love the series. And I'm talking about the one with Megan Follows. Recently, like in the past 5 years, they've done a new Anne of Green Gables series, which I have not watched because I just don't think I could. There's only one Anne of Green Gables movie for me.
Yeah, exactly, right. And then there's also the Tales of Avonlea, right? Are those okay too to watch?
Some of them are, and in America it's called Road to Avonlea.
Road to Avonlea.
They changed it up depending on Canada and US, but some of those episodes are safe to watch, yes.
Yeah, okay. And I guess the next one I'll mention is Amazing Grace movie. Of course, about the true story of, now what's his name again? He has an interesting name.
Newton. No, well, actually,
John Newton.
No. John Newton is in there, but the story is actually based on Wilberforce.
Okay, yeah. So check that one out. That's a very beautiful, moving story.
And again, our
yeah.
disclaimer, back then, I don't know if it's the time period or just for the movie's sake, some of the ladies' dresses are a bit low. But the movie is really good. We recommend it.
Yes.
And I'd say that for any movies, because there's some movies in there that are great movies, but some of the time period clothings are just not well I'm comfortable with.
Right.
Okay? Disclaimer.
Okay. Your turn to mention
Okay.
another movie.
How about Little House on the Prairie? I read the books after the TV series, actually. I really love the books. They're great to read for kids. Warning, there is some racism. Back in the time, there was racism against Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if the author herself was against Native Americans. She was kind of a half yes, half no. But that would be a great discussion anyway, to bring that topic to kids or grandkids about, hey, this is what happened during this time. And we watched the 1970s version, which is not really has anything to do with the books, but it's still a great series. Again, I can't recommend every video, every episode. You have to be your own. You do.
You be your own
yeah.
judge. Right. But on that note, can I put us on the spot and we mention our famous episode, the title?
Our favorite one?
Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to, because I have it
gosh,
right
I
now.
got too many.
Just pop, while I'm talking, you can be thinking.
Okay.
We can only choose one right now.
Oh, I
the
know
one
it.
that really sticks out, and it does have God in it, in this particular episode. They do talk about God. They bring out the Bible, and that is Harriet's Happenings. Now, that one is hilarious. It's funny. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but they do bring out the Bible in there, and they even speak German in there for just a little bit. But you'll have to see what I'm talking about if you go and check it out. And what season is that? You should. Yeah, I think Valentine has these all memorized. Season 5. She used to remember the episode number.
I can't remember because they messed up the DVDs. And I had like the old DVD set where it's all kind of falling apart. Now they have an updated version with behind the scenes and everything like that.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But it's season 5.
But it's called Harriet's Happenings. So that's my favorite. Could you think of your favorite?
One of my favorites is Founders Day. That's in season 1. I just think it's so cute and cozy when the town comes together and they just have fun.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Kind of like like they're at a fair. Aren't they at a fair? It's kind of like a
What's
fair.
in their just own little hometown? There's a pie contest. I mean, who does that anymore? It's so cute.
Yes. Right. Okay.
And maybe one more movie I could recommend is
go ahead.
Sound of Music.
Oh yes, that's a very good one.
I do love the Sound of Music, and it doesn't even matter if you're Catholic or Protestant. God is mentioned, and it's really about obeying God. If this is God's will, then you need to follow and do it. And
Right.
Maria learns that lesson, and it's just so sweet. Yes, I know it's Hollywood, and a lot of it is not even true from what the actual Maria Von Trapp went through, but I still love the movie.
It is. I mean, the whole family loves it. All of us. We all love it. And I think
saw
we
it when I
have
was
it on
little.
DVD. Yes. So, okay. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, the other one I was going to mention for, I think it is an actual Christian movie, is Woodlawn, right?
Oh, yes.
Woodlawn. Now, that's involving football. So, if you're not a football fan, you may not like it. But, hey, you know what? I don't like football either, and I love this movie. It just brought me to tears. It was a beautiful movie, and I'm trying to remember what it's about. Was it involving a team? I think it was involving a team.
Maybe.
A Christian team.
I think this was based around the 1970s, or what they called the Jesus Movement.
That's right.
I think that was it.
That was right at that time. But it's a beautiful movie. Yeah. So definitely recommend that one.
Another one is the Andy Griffith Show. God is mentioned sometimes, and they will even sing some hymns. Again, I can't recommend every single episode because there's some romance, but it's one of the cleaner comedy series to watch.
Right.
And I think that's all. I have seen I Can Only Imagine, but I only saw it once, but it's based on the true story of the Mercy Me
Lead singer?
lead singer? Yeah, Bart Millard or something like that. Now, it's not as tense as his book is. If you want to know deep into what the poor guy went through, then read his book. But the movie is more on the lamer side. But it's still a nice movie.
Yeah. Right. And I'm sorry, folks, but my my mind has gone blank. If we were still at home now, I would be able to mention 50 different movies to you because I love to watch movies. She's the book reader.
I do love movies too.
I love movies. I mean, I knew them from A to Z, but my mind has just gone, when you don't watch them for a year, you forget about them. And so I couldn't even look them up because I don't even remember the titles. I don't even remember the movies, which is awful. I'm so sorry. I can't help you on that one. But those did come to mind, and then Valentine kind of helped me spark my memory just a little bit. Okay, so I think that's all the movies, and now we're going to go into books. And as you know, I'm not a book reader, but there are a couple of authors that I can actually read and enjoy, reading. Yeah. So I guess I'll start on that one. I will start with mentioning that my favorite all-time Christian, she's actually a Christian writer, and she writes about Christian people getting together. But they're mostly romance, and they're like, I don't know how to mention it. I want to say passionate romance. It's not just your typical, like an Amish type of very courtship type of day. It's more involved than that. But mostly between husband and wife, I would think. Or they're going to get married soon, and then you can kind of see the friendship develop from that to romance, to getting married. But they're she's an excellent author. You can check her out. She has her own website, of course. Denise Hunter is her name, and hopefully we will remember to put all that in the description box, all the ones, or at least the ones we mentioned. Try to anyway. So yeah. But it is they're quite a passionate type of love stories, and I think I own all of her books practically. So that tells you a lot, because I don't like to read, but I like reading her books. She keeps it flowing. So that's one, and then you can mention one, and then I'll go back to the one I was going to mention.
I like Kisses from Katy. That's her first book, and the second book is called Daring to Hope, and the author is Katy Davis Majors. The first book is when Katy went to Uganda and she adopted 14 girls, and the second book is her life after that. I think it's right before she got married, actually, or when she got married. I can't remember, but really great books.
And that made me think of the ones we had failed to remember until now, was anything missionary related, any missionary books. The Youth with a Mission, they come up with these little booklets, and again, that's perfect for people like me who don't like to read. So if you're one of those people, believe me, you'll love to read when you read these little booklets that they come up with. And it mentions different missionaries. One was it Bonhoeffer? That sounds familiar. Different, whether it's Tyndale or a Wycliffe, or they talk about different missionaries and martyrs, and they are fascinating, and I would say they're pretty true to the point. So that's one of them. And then along the same lines, Gracia Burnham. She's the one that was taken hostage with her husband while they were going on a little kind of a romantic getaway in the Philippines years ago, and that was during the it was close to 2001 when all that was going on, and they were taken hostage by is it Al-Qaeda something militant group people. Were very dangerous. Along with some other people, and they were held hostage for practically a year in the jungles of the Philippines. And check it out, her first book that she came out with was called In the Presence of My Enemies, and then she has another book. Don't we have it? It's like a devotional type book.
I can't remember. It's basically what happened after that, the lessons God taught her.
Yeah, that's an excellent book. I mean, really edge of your seat book. I mean, I could read
the first one.
The first one, The Presence of My Enemies. I mean, you just don't want to do anything else. The rest of the world is on standstill while you're sitting there reading this book. And you don't want to be disturbed. So find a good place where you can read it for a long time. Okay. And
she and I also loved Evidence Not Seen by Darlene Deibler Rose.
Oh, yes.
She was taken during World War II by the Japanese, I believe it was.
Yeah.
She went through a lot of things. But I really loved how she just talks to the Lord. I love the conversations they have, so read that book.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Now you're going to mention another one, and then I'll mention the one I was going to tell you earlier.
Well, one of them I'm actually holding. I have permission to share. My good friend Kelsey, she's an author. She's written several books, and just check her out, Kelsey Bryant. This is the first book I have. It's kind of worn because I read it so many times, and it's been through a lot because we've had some moves and such, 2 moves. including this homeless one. But this first one is book 1 of a series called Six Cousins, and the first book is Family Reunion, and the second book is England Adventure. And just look up her name, you'll find all her books on Amazon through Kindle or for paperback. But yeah, I love her books. They brought me through a lot of hard times. I usually read them a lot during trials. She just writes so deeply and so beautifully. So check her out.
Yeah, neat. And then I'm going to mention Colleen Coble is a Christian author as well. And again, romance. Not quite as passionate as Denise Hunter, but getting there. And she does have some romance westerns. So if you like romance mixed with western, which I love, she has a lot of those as well. But she also has some others. But I just thought I'd mention that she does have that available. So check her out, Colleen Coble. And that's about all I can think about right now. And Valentine's got a whole. She's got
I'm trying to make it short.
She's the reader here, not me.
Okay, the next series, our books, is by another friend of ours, Cheryl Smith. Now we talked about her in the previous video that you would have seen, because she just recently came out with book 3, her Homespun Devotions volume 3. But she has other books too. She has the 1, 2, and 3 Homespun Devotions and Biblical Minimalism. So check them out in the description box below.
And I just want to say on the biblical minimalism that book helped us when we were, having to get rid of a lot of things. Yeah. It really helped us through that. We really don't need this, and we really don't need that, and did we really miss this all the time? And if you haven't used it in umpteen months, then you really don't need it for sure, And so what to throw away, what to donate, what to recycle. Don't forget, folks, you can still recycle things. Believe it or not, you can recycle clothes. I didn't even know that until just recently. Oh my goodness. So if you've got scraps, if you were sewing all this time and you've got scraps of fabric, don't throw them away in the trash. You can recycle them. You just have to find the place in wherever you live who takes recyclable clothes. But they do recycle them. Something you're just looking at and you're thinking, who wants, it's just a scrap of fabric. Goodwill doesn't want this, Salvation Army doesn't want this, but the recycling company, they'll take it. So yeah, okay.
Another one I recommend is more for maybe a younger generation. So if you know someone in your life who is anywhere from very little to a teenager, I recommend the Lamplighter books. I first read one of their books when I was 14, and yes, they are on the pricier end, but they do have sales every now and then where you can get the books that are not poor quality, but maybe they have dents or the binding process didn't work, so they do have sales every now and then for that, unless you just want to get the really nice ones. But they're worth the investment because they're very beautiful and they have great biblical stories in them.
Yes. And your first one was the Basket of Flowers,
Basket of Flowers, and it'll always be my favorite.
Yeah. And then last Christmas we got some money together and we raised up money and we got her the Lamplighter, the Lamplighter book. Yeah. And these are all hardbacks.
Yes, they are hardback.
They're all hardback books, and they're kind of heavy, aren't they? A little bit on the heavy end, but they look pretty. I mean, they look really nice. Yeah.
And in the past few years, the wife of the publisher, she wrote a series of train books. They're so cute. They look like they're really cute. More for the 3 to 5 year old range. So look him up. He's called Trusty. And just look up the Trusty books.
That's cute.
And before the gets really long, maybe I'll mention Elizabeth Elliott. She was a missionary and she wrote many books. So check her out. A lot of them are on surrendership, obedience, that kind of Christian basics. There's so many I could mention, but we'll be here all day. Yeah, I might stop there. Oh, maybe one more for more kids is Heidi.
Yeah.
I didn't know this because I just grew up watching the movies, but the actual book itself has Christian principles in there. I really like that because in the movies they kind of mention God and yet they kind of don't, but the book itself, I really like that. But if you did want to watch the movie, there are several Heidi movies, but my favorite will always be the 90s version with Nolene Thornton and Jason Robard.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anything that you have to fast forward on that movie.
Yeah. It's a nice story.
And pretty music too. Pretty scenery. And maybe the last one is Jane Austen books.
That's right.
I think every now and then she does mention God, because there are some characters who want to become like in the ministry profession, but she just has a lot of wisdom actually, and she's known for her wit. Some of the books might be hard for you if you're not used to that type of language, but you can watch some of her movies. I can't recommend all of them, but I do like the Pride and Prejudice, the 90s version, I believe. And again, some of the clothing is low, so just use your own discretion.
Yes. And now it's your turn. You get to tell us some of your favorite books and movies that you recommend for us to watch or read. Yeah, we would love to know. So don't be shy.
We're excited.
And if you don't want to put in the comments, then you can always send us an email about it. Now, what's the email again?
For his name's sake, 2 S's, 106@gmail.com.
But it would be kind of cool if you put it in the comments if you're not afraid, because that way others can also benefit from that as well. Yeah. So.
And don't forget, everything that we listed will be in the description box below.
Mike will have, my husband have to do a lot of typing, but that's okay. he's used to that by now. Yeah. Okay. Well,
hope you, I kind of lost my train of thought. I was looking at the cover of this book like, I can't wait to read this right now. so I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. And Lord willing, we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.